Let's kick this off this week. This is some big news. So Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's daughter, Shiloh Jolie Pitt, has reportedly filed to drop her father's last name. So according to court documents, Shiloh filed paperwork to legally change her name on Monday, May 27th, which also happened to be her 18th birthday. TMZ reported that Shiloh dropped her father's surname and wants to go by Shiloh Jolie now. The request has yet to be approved, but she isn't the only one of her siblings who has wanted to alter their name. When Zahara joined the sorority Alpha Kappa Alpha at Spelman College, she introduced herself using her mother's last name only. Most recently, Us Weekly confirmed that Shiloh and Zahara's younger sister, Vivian, also dropped Pitt's last name. Vivian is working as a production assistant on the Broadway play The Outsiders, which is being produced by Angelina. Vivian is credited in the show's playbill as Vivian Jolie. There's also been some reports that Shiloh hired a lawyer on her own to do this. So tell me about this. What is this process like, and what does this kind of tell about the relationship, I guess, what they have with their father?
Well, Christina, anyone can file to change their name if they're 18 years old. And obviously, parents can do it for a minor. And these requests in California, they're liberally granted. So people can change their names as long as it's not for a misleading reason. I can't change my name to Donald Trump or Joseph Biden, for instance. But short of that, dropping your dad's last name, that's absolutely acceptable and something that will be granted. The bigger question, though, is what does that mean for Brad and Angelina's divorce? We know that the children were potential witnesses to the alleged abuse. So are they going to be Team Angelina in this case?
Will they be? I know, like you said, they were going to be called as witnesses in the divorce. Does that mean that will still happen maybe going forward? And like you said, it kind of seems like they are probably Team Angelina in all this.
It appears so. So obviously, there are still some minor children and there's some custody issues to be worked out. And we know that they're still fighting over Mirabel, that chateau, and who needs to pay who and who's going to have ownership of it. So to the extent that the kids were witnesses to anything, whether it be physical abuse, whether it be some sort of agreement between Brad and Angelina, their testimony will be very important because you would think it would be independent in a case like this.
Right, like you said, so their testimony would probably be maybe the biggest testimonies that they're going to hear. So this could definitely sway in Angelina's favor if what they say, if the court believes what they say.
Of course, whenever you have an independent witness, because we know that at least in the Mirabel case, a lot of what is being alleged is a he said, she said type situation. Brad is saying that they had a verbal agreement. Angelina is saying that NDAs prevented her from talking about it. But if you have witnesses who were there, and if these conversations happened in the privacy of their home and the children heard it, and they take Angelina's side, that's going to be very telling for the judge or a jury in the case.
Yeah, and like you said, these name changes, they can be granted pretty quickly.
They are granted pretty quickly. It's a simple petition. A judge does have to grant it. And they're almost always granted, again, unless there's some problem with the name or you're using it to defraud or deceive someone.
Certainly says something that she went and did that right on her 18th birthday. So, yeah, it's pretty telling signs there.